This region, the Hunter, is literally teeming with amazing produce. From the lake and the sea, we get an abundance of seafood. We also have primary producers producing meat, game, poultry, right on our doorstep. We really are very lucky to have such amazing resources.
So for me, matching food and wine is not only a job, but it's a passion. It's about bringing the food and wine together and knowing them to create amazing experience.
From sea and paddock to plate, we really strive to create menus that are seasonal, relevant, and really take advantage of everything that the Hunter region has to offer.
I appreciate wine from all over Australia and the world. We're really lucky to have some great producers in the Hunter Valley. They excel on the world stage, and that's something that's really evident on the Bacchus wine list.
We're touring through the Hunter and talking to some of our primary producers, getting to know their products and getting to know just exactly why their products make it onto our menus.
I'm going to explore the wines of this region, the different grape varieties and their characteristics. We'll look at some of the country's oldest and most innovative wineries, and we'll find the perfect drop to go with what's on our menu.
Working with somebody like Trent is really fantastic. He's passionate about the wine industry from the vineyard to the table, and working together is really amazing.
Tim is an award-winning chef, and by working with him, we both get the opportunity to push the boundaries of food and wine harmony.
In recent years, there's been increased awareness and education regarding safe farming practices and humane farming practices, particularly regarding poultry. As a chef, it's very important to source your products and get to know a lot of the producers and see that exactly where your products are coming from, making sure that people do engage in those safe farming practices. We're here at Nulkaba Hatchery in the Hunter to speak with Jeffrey Moth, who is a leading geneticist in the poultry field and also a producer of some amazing feathered game. We use his guinea fowl in the restaurant at Bacchus. Just going to go have a quick chat, find out exactly what he does here, maybe get a couple of guinea fowl to take back to the restaurant. Good day, Jeff.
Morning, Tim. How are you today?
Good to see you.
Great to see you again too.
It's a little bit more civilised today. It's not 40
Much
40
more
degrees.
pleasant than the hot weather we've had the last few weeks. Yeah, much more pleasant.
So we've got a few noisy guinea fowl over there.
Very noisy creatures.
I think they know they're about to make it onto my menu.
They probably do.
So you want to tell me a little bit about what you do up here at Nulkaba Hatchery?
Yes, well, we're producers of game birds, guinea fowl, pheasants, chickens, ducks, quail and spatchcock.
Guinea fowl and pheasant, you don't see too many of those on the Australian market.
No, you don't. And that's basically why we went into this a couple of years ago, because there's no local producer of guinea fowl or pheasant.
Do you think your pasture and farming practices really impact on the quality of the meat?
It does to a large extent, because all of our birds are free range or barn, so they don't have as much fat and they are much more muscle development because of their movement rather than being restricted in their movement.
Yeah. You're a geneticist. Your background in geneticism have an impact on your farming practices?
We're basically using genetic methods, that's selecting birds that are disease resistant, that don't need the chemicals and that sort of thing in their feed, selecting birds that are quiet behaviour so they can fit in with our management system.
Awesome, awesome. Well, maybe I could twist your arm into getting a couple of guinea fowl off you, mate.
Yes, we can go and do that.
No worries. Guinea fowl is a really interesting and unique game bird for us to use, and it's not commonly found on the Australian market, which is why it's so interesting that we can get it here in the Hunter, grown by someone with such care as Jeff. And we can talk to him about our specific requirements, work with him and get exactly what we want. We're serving it at the moment with fig and foie gras and a light Madeira jus. Its characters are really beautiful, succulent. It's gamey, but it's not over gamey like duck or squab. It's more sort of halfway between chicken and quail. So the subtlety of that works really well with even light red wines or a full-bodied white. And using things like fig, which we've also found locally from Black Hill in the Hunter, we can get a really unique, interesting dish on the plate, and so much of it is from locally sourced produce.
There's some ducks over here, Tim. All of our ducks are free range.
Yeah, they look very healthy animals.
They don't, contrary to most people, want to swim on the dam. They just want to potter around, eat bugs, eat grass and sit under the shady trees.
Oh, thanks. Me too.
Very enjoyable lifestyle.
So we're here at Audrey Wilkinson. We're looking for a wine match for Tim's guinea fowl dish today. I think I'm going to go see Jeff Byrne, the winemaker here. I know he's got a couple of Shiraz for us to taste, and really interesting a Malbec that's growing on the property here. So as far as I know, it's the only Malbec being made in the Hunter, so pretty excited to try that. So let's get in there and try some wine, shall we? G'day Jeff, how you going, buddy?
How are you, man? Good to see you.
Yeah, you too.
Welcome to Drew Wilkinson.
Yeah, how you been? Keeping busy?
A little flat out actually during
yeah.
vintage. Yeah,
Beautiful.
It's been fantastic.
Well, the reason I've come up to see you today is I'm looking for a nice red wine to match to one of Tim's Guinea Fowl dishes that we've got on the menu down at Bacchus. So thought I might come up and try a few reds with you and see if we can pick out the perfect drop to go along with it.
Beautiful. Well, we got 3 here. I thought a couple to look at. As you know, the Hunter stalls are a medium bodied and they're savory.
Yes.
But these 3 wines are definitely on the bigger scale for what we do.
Sure.
The first one we should have a look at is the 09 Winemaker's Shiraz.
Sure.
Try a bit of that. A little bit for myself as well.
Of course.
I'll pour the others while we're going. This is the 07 Lake. This is our flagship red, and this is a Shiraz as well. And this is grown down on our back gate from our 40-year-old vines. And the last one is our 09 Malbec, which is a bit unique. To Audrey Wilkinson. And that's grown on our eastern-facing side, just over the hill here in front of our cellar door. And that's 40-year-old vines as well.
Well, let's have a taste.
Right on. So this first one's the 09 Winemakers.
Gorgeous wine, isn't it? Great colour. That nice vibrant fruit up front. Still a really savoury character to that.
Great colour, nice medium body, lovely acid too.
Yeah.
Great length, and that'll show longevity.
Beautiful. All right, so we've got a Shiraz with a little bit more age on it now.
Yep, this is our flagship wine.
Quick look at this one. Lovely. Really getting that savoury character coming through with a bit of age on it as well.
Yeah, I love those sort of ripe, dark cherries you get, and those mulberry fruits, and yeah, there's that savoury spice as well.
Look, that's gorgeous. You know, everything a Hunter Valley Shiraz should be. And then we've got the 2009 Malbec.
2009 Malbec, yeah. A lot of people sort of double take when they have a look at this one.
Yeah.
This wine variety's been recently made famous from Argentina, but still it's been widely planted in Australia, but mostly pulled out, unfortunately. And like I said, we've got 40-year-old vines on some eastern-facing slope.
It's pretty unique to the Hunter, so let's give that a crack, shall we?
Yeah, sure.
Absolutely gorgeous wine, isn't it? Nice medium body, fairly silky tannins. I mean, you mentioned the Argentinian Malbecs as well. I mean, they're quite full wines, aren't they? They've got those really sort of chewy tannins, really thick tannin to those, and quite high alcohol and things. But this one's a bit more medium bodied. You've got those silky tannins and things, don't you? So a little bit different to the Argentinians.
That's right. I think with wine, you've got to have everything in balance. So if you have that nice acid line, you've got that fruit. Malbec has always been a blending tool in Bordeaux. My old tutor Len Evans used to say a tadpole wine. It's mid-palate and then short, but every now and again you get some nice length and some linear palate, which is what we've got there, and that's why we stand alone there.
Lovely. Well, I think that to me that Malbec stands out as the one being the wine to go with the Guinea Fowl. You've got some lovely red fruits there, those silky tannins, nice medium body. I think that might work well. What do you think?
Fantastic, let's give it a shot.
Yep, excellent.
All right.
So we're back here in Newcastle at the Bacchus Kitchen. We've just been up at the Hunter at Nulkabar Hatchery talking to Jeffrey Moth about what he does up there. We've got some Guinea Fowl from him. Trent and I are working on a bit of a dish at the moment, a bit of a food and wine pairing. He's been at Audrey Wilkinson. I think he's got some Malbec. So we're working on a dish using the Guinea Fowl, some lighter elements with the figs we got from Black Hill, also in the Hunter, and some richer elements with some foie gras. So the Guinea Fowl has already been cooked. It's been sous vide. It's cooked at a very low temperature in a vacuum bag to get the best results. Obviously, the breast and the legs are cooked separately because they're different textures of meat. We just need to saute these, get some colour onto the legs, introduce a bit more that sort of roasting flavour, and then we'll compile the dish. Just a little bit of butter in there, a little bit of flavour. And we've also got some aromats, which are some garlic, some thyme, and some bay. We've also got some parsnip chips. We've got parsnip on the dish to introduce a little bit of rich starchiness and fragrance from the parsnip. I'm just going to reheat those as well. All right, we're ready to put it together. Like I said, the legs and thighs have been cooked previously. Just want to really introduce a little bit of those roasting flavours into the skin. So we're going to take the tenderloin off the breast. Serve that separately. Just going to carve the breast slightly here. I'll just carve the thigh. A bit warm. Once again, season. And we're also going to put a few Brussels sprout leaves to introduce a little bit of crunch and a little bit of freshness to the dish. Just cook them now while we start assembling the dish. So we've just got a parsnip puree, which is parsnip, cream and butter. Just gets that starch element into the dish. We also have a dried fig puree, which adds a little bit of sweetness to the dish. Figs cooked with a little bit of port and water. We've got the parsnip chips, they can go down as well. Just want to arrange everything nicely on the plate. You've got a nice mix of textures, colours, contrasts. Tenderloin over there. Get the leg to stand up there. The figs, nice fresh figs from the hunter. And just going to lay the breast down there as well, in the centre. And the foie gras. Also got a tiny bit of fig vincotto, which just adds a little bit of acid to the dish and also sweetness. So got some nice Brussels sprout leaves which we've just cooked. Going to toss them in a little bit of butter, salt and pepper again. They have a little bit of crunch because we haven't cooked them for too long, and just freshness to the dish. And we've got some leaves that we've got chicory from the garden this morning, some tatsoi, a little bit of nasturtium, beetroot chard, some radicchio. The radicchio adds nice bitterness, pepperiness from watercress. Going to dress them with a little bit of olive oil and just arrange them nicely. So you want a nice mix of colours, textures, flavours. You've got freshness, richness, you've got some sweetness in there, some pepperiness. So it should all just work really harmoniously together and should go really nicely with the Malbec that Trent spits out for us. We've also got a tiny bit of Madeira jus to go with that. I'll pour that at the table though. And that's the dish. Nalkabar, Guinea fowl with figs from the hunter, foie gras, parsnip and Madeira sauce.
So how was Hunter Valley today?
Yeah, really good. We just went up and saw Jeff at Audrey Wilkinson today, so he was pretty busy. They're right in the middle of vintage up there, so I was pretty stoked that he took the time out to show us through some wines.
Jeff's such a lovely guy.
Yeah, he's pretty
G'day guys.
awesome. Hey, how's it going,
Thanks,
mate?
right?
Hey, what is this?
We've got a Guinea fowl dish we've been working on here.
Beautiful.
Perfect.
Well, I just so happen to have a little bit of Malbec here.
Nice one.
Let me just
Give
pour
those
a
to
little
me.
bit of this for you guys.
Okay.
So I think this will work pretty well. He showed me through a couple of wines, a couple of Shiraz and things as well, which were great. But I just thought this Malbec would be perfect to you. So
Awesome, can't wait to
kind
try
of
it.
medium bodied, nice cherry flavours, really silky tannins, good length. I think this is going to work pretty well.
It's delicious.
So this is the new Nalkabar Guinea Fowl dish? Yep. That
Which
you've been
incidentally,
telling me all about.
Just down the road from Audrey Wilkinson it's produced, so it's quite fitting that it goes with the wine.
Perfect.
That looks pretty good. Do you
So
want
what have
to
we got?
just
What-
walk in?
Let's crack in. So yeah, you'll see the Guinea fowl is really rich. It should go nicely with the fig. It's not quite as gamey as duck, but it's got that sort of quaily gaminess. It's more the richness of it. The richness is really, really good. It's
It reminds me of pheasant, Nelly.
and the gaminess in this wine works tremendously well. I think it's a really
That's
good
good.
match.
Some nice red fruits there, which don't kind of overpower the dish itself.
Which I think balance really nicely with the fig elements and the fig vincotto in there. Which we could maybe put it on the upcoming degustation menu or something.
Yeah, perfect.
It's an amazing
So
combination.
have one more taste of this dish, just to make sure. It's very good.
For the recipes and tasting notes in this episode, visit eatfreshdrinklocal.com. You can buy direct from our producers Farmgate or Cellar Door or order online via their website. And to book a table in our restaurant next time you're in the Hunter, visit bacchusnewcastle.com.au.